Hello. Well, yesterday we didn't have much time, so I'm going to do it because I had a problem with recording this. Um, so I'm going to do the same now. Remember that we had this block, so we have only the volume and two floors. And the first thing we found out that this opening of the floor was not big enough because it included only the stairs, but it didn't include the landing. Okay. So we went to level 10, and on level 10 we found, yeah, so we have to make this um, opening bigger because this is the stairs, and then we have a landing, so we can pull it until this line we have here. Okay, so let's edit boundary and pull this way, and then we will click finish, edit mode. And now on level 21, we've got the same. We can create a wireframe. So this is the edit boundary. And now we pull this up to the same place. Okay, so now on the 3D view, we have to make sure that from the top, yes, both openings are the same. We have the staircase, and then we have the landing. I told you that we are not going to use the staircase tool because here we have constraints. We have to adapt our staircase to that specific space. Stairs in Revit work well, but when you have freedom. Okay, so you don't have these constraints. But now here we have a lot of, because we have we have the width, we have the length, we have the number of steps. So we have a lot of constraints. So we are going to do this. Since we have imported the AutoCAD file, we can trace it because here we have the number of steps, and here we have where the landing starts and where the landing ends. Okay, so there are different ways to do this, but I think if we make the most of the transparency, because here we can trace that, uh, and if we use the reference plane, because I think working with reference plane, it's quite useful sometimes. Okay, so we are going to create this reference plane here, and remember that you have to name the reference plane because otherwise it doesn't work. We have stairs, and on the 3D view, we can select this reference plane. Okay, I'm going to work with these auxiliary lines, with this model line. But before doing this, we can set the work plane, and then we will work with the reference plane that we have just created. Okay, so now every single line we are drawing will be on that reference plane. And we can take, if we go up, we know that we are working with a vertical line. Okay, it's vertical, and it's on that reference plane because we have already set the reference plane as the work plane. And now we just can copy multiple, and we have the steps here and here. And remember that we had to extend this one step beyond. So we can copy this one at the same distance. We have this. Okay, so that will be the vertical elements of the staircase. What are the horizontal elements? And now we need to view this from the section view or from an elevation view, and then we have to create this diagonal line, and at the intersections we will have the horizontal. Can we do this from the front view or from the 3D view, the front view? We can. Probably if we use with wireframe, we will understand this better. Okay, so this is the opening. So we have to end up our staircase here, and this is the landing. The only thing we need this level to be in the middle, because the landing now it's 4. Okay, but if we make this level 5, now we name it level 5. Yes. Now we make sure that we have the same number of steps here and there. Okay. And now, since we have already created the reference plane as the work plane, we can make sure that if we draw a model line from this point, remember that this is beyond the opening. Okay, so we start here and we end there. Now here at the intersection, we have the steps. If we want to go this way, we have to move or to copy this one step beyond on the landing, and then we have to create another line here. Okay, so this is all we need to create the steps. And now we can decide what, by the way, this is the limit of the landing. We can decide what kind of steps we want. So I'm going to work with different options. Okay, we can create a model in place component. We select stairs and we create extrusion. We have already set the reference plane as the work plane again, and we can trace the steps. This is the landing. And then remember that if we work with this option, we have to close the lines. And now on this 3D view, we only have to drag this element. We finish, we can select it again, and then we can drag this element up to, well, probably we can use a line. Top view. Okay, there you go. So there's a snap here. You see that in the top view, it works. And we have this staircase here. It's a solid one. And from this front view, we can trace the second one. But I'm going to do something different, just to explore different options. Because now I'm going to work with another component model in place, stairs. Okay. We can work with extrusion. And now I will work with a step. So let's create like elements 2 inches thin. The width or the thickness is 2 inches. And now we can copy all these elements, multiple here. Well, we have to extend this, but anyway, since we have the reference of the step, we can copy this here. and there should be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps. Okay, it works. Now I click OK. I rotate this. I select the top view. Well, and now we have to drag all these up to this wall. Okay, and this here. Finish model. Okay, so now there's a solid staircase here, and here we have different elements, but they are not solid. Well, there's an issue. Yeah, because here if you go to the landing and then you we cannot do that. So for that landing, we can either have something like a platform like this, or we can continue. The problem is that we can't continue this uh, because we make everything solid. So probably we can work again from the front view. And if we want a solid element, we just have to create another component, model in place, it's stairs. I can work with extrusion and I can create a rectangle now. Click OK. And now from the top view, we can select it again and just drag this here and there. Finish model. Okay, now it makes sense because now we don't fall here. We have landing. Okay, so that's an option, and this can be like a locker for the kitchen because this is the kitchen, so we can have here a locker or something to keep whatever you keep in the kitchen. But I think now it works well as a staircase. Then we have to go up to this is the second floor. We have to go up to the third floor. And we can try something different. We can try something different just to explore different ways to build this. I think if we select extend multiple elements, we can extend all these lines up, including the landing, because now we need to trace this model line, this auxiliary line. Oh, but we need yeah, we need another level there, or just we have this line and we know that we have to extend this up to the top of the third floor. And now we know that at the middle of this line, we have landing. So if we draw this, I didn't set the work plane because I didn't change it. So it's always in that work plane. And now I draw another model line from this midpoint up to here. Okay, so this is the landing. And then I go up to this point, and then from this element here up to the top. Okay. And now I can try something different. By the way, I think it's better if we extend if I extend multiple elements, I would select this face because I think we have to extend this. Yep, because we needed that intersection. So I can try something different now. So I will create a different staircase. And just to think out of the box, I'm going to create staircases with a roof. Okay, it sounds weird, but we can do that. But we're not selecting roof by footprint. We are creating roof by extrusion. I think we did this when we were working with the barn. We created a roof by extrusion. What is the level? Level 32. Well, okay. But our roof by extrusion can be something like that. And then another one here, and another one here. And even the landing is a roof. Now I select OK. Yeah, I know what's going on. Roof by extrusion. Okay. If I do this now, we have created that generic roof. Doesn't make any sense because we need to edit that roof. It has to be something very thin, 2 inches, and the material can be any kind of wood, plywood, sash, softwood. Okay. Okay, so we have already created a step. How does it look like in this? Well, we have to edit profile